Hello, I'm Sketchy Duval, and today I want you to take a second. Think about what you consider to be the best song of all time. So think about it for a few seconds, and let me tell you why it's American Teenager by Ethel Cain. American Teenager by Ethel Cain is the greatest song of all time. It's not the Beatles, it's not John Lennon, it's not Adele, it's not whatever. It's American Teenager by Ethel Cain. I'm here today to, not to convince you of that, but just to explain where I'm coming from with this song. There is so much within this song. There's so much meaning and context built into every single line, every single word choice. I know that the album Preacher's Daughter by Ethel Cain has this whole story and lore and context and whatever. I'm not getting into that. You can read that on the wiki if you're interested. I'm delving into American Teenager kind of separately from the album as I connect to it, and I'm just gonna try to explain what I relate to and what I experience and what I think is being expressed by this song. It's called American Teenager, and truly it feels just like this is what it is like growing up as an American teenager. Of course, I am no longer a teenager and I no longer live in America, but this song just really captures that experience that I feel I had in high school. So I have the lyrics pulled up on my handy dandy MacBook. Let's get into it, starting with the first verse. Grew up under yellow light on the street, putting too much faith in the make-believe and another high school football team. The neighbor's brother came home in a box, but he wanted to go, so maybe it was his fault. Another red heart taken by the American dream. If you didn't get chills instantly from hearing that, let me give you chills. Let me break it down. Grew up under yellow light on the street, immediately setting the tone, setting the setting, time and place. American, suburban, small town, rural, maybe even. Yellow street light on the street, it's nighttime. My childhood home or whatever, not childhood, my high school home in Michigan, my teen home. It puts me right there. Putting too much faith in the make-believe and another high school football team. Immediately conflating these two ideas of high school football and religion. The town football team that everyone rallies behind, everyone gets worked up over, everyone shows up for, everyone comes out for them. Similarly to how people show up and rally behind church and religion. Those are the two ruling forces in a lot of places in America. I'm coming at this as someone who was raised without any exposure really to religion. My parents didn't give me anything. I wasn't even raised atheist. I was just raised completely aside from everything. But even so, it's impossible to escape religion in America. It's omnipresent, it's everywhere. It touches everything, every facet of life, every person. I didn't directly experience it, but I experienced it through seeing my friends experience it, the media. You hear about it. You do come face to face with it, even if you aren't raised in it. That kind of mindset is present also in these other things we get wrapped up in, like our local football teams. Let me go to the next line, because now we're introducing another party. The neighbor's brother came home in a box, but he wanted to go, so maybe it was his fault. Another red heart taken by the American dream. My neighbor's brother went off to the army and he came home in a box, dead. But he wanted to go, so maybe it was his fault. Okay, let me give a little anecdote from America. Military recruitment people will come to your school during lunchtime, during free period, and set up a booth. You can go and talk to them, and they will try to convince you to join the military. I think that's crazy. They want you to come and join them. They want you to feel like you're part of this. A lot of things in America are selling you this idea of community. So we have religion, we have sports teams, now we have the military. These three factors in America are God. You are sold this idea of community and belonging and doing something for the greater good, greater than yourself, serving your country. They try to like build this into you. They try to build you with it. They try to mold you around it. But then he wanted to go, so maybe it was his fault. It's like it was his choice to come here. So if he dies, it's on him. These are teenagers. These are actual minors, high school students. Let me fact check this. Starting at 17 years old, you can join the military with parental permission. So you can't buy cigarettes, you can't buy alcohol, you can't even vote. Oh my God, you can't even vote until you're 18. But when you're 17 years old, if you have parental permission, you can join the military. This is crazy. Okay, so these people come to your high school and try to recruit you, but then if something happens to you, it's on you, it's your fault, you wanted to go. Another red heart taken by the American dream. Oh, he was so young. But he did a good thing. He died for a good cause. He was so young. Girl, this is only the first verse. Next, pre-chorus. And I feel it there in the middle of the night when the lights go out and I'm all alone again. So we just talked about 3 major communities in the United States: religion, sports, military. All this sense of belonging and community that you are fed. But now she's saying the lights are off. You know, the football game is over. I'm at home. I'm alone. And it's like I feel all of this. Like I can feel the energy that's trying to be created, and I can also feel like the lack of it. And I can recognize like at the end of the day, it's me alone here. So where do we go from there? We go to the chorus. Say what you want, but say it like you mean it, with your fists for once. A long cold war with your kids at the front. Just give it one more day, then you're done. I do what I want, crying in the bleachers, and I said it was fun. I don't need anything from anyone. It's just not my year. But I'm all good out here. This combative nature of American society, the freedom of speech that has turned into the policing of speech. It's not just about free speech, it's not about my opinion, it's about I need to convince you of my opinion. You believe something different than I believe, and that's not okay. I have to fight you, and I'm not going to listen to what you have to say. I'm just going to tell you why I'm right and you're wrong, and I'm never going to listen to you. It's just about arguing and fighting, and speaking your mind isn't enough. You have to be willing to die for it. Like, you have to be willing to die for your country in the long cold war with your kids at the front. And it's our kids that we're sacrificing. This is a little, political, but this is what I feel, okay? No, am I educated about military and all the nuance and whatever? No, I'm not. But I'm educated on living in America, and that's why I left. So this is what I'm talking about. I do what I want, crying in the bleachers, and I said it was fun. I don't need anything from anyone. It's just not my year. But I'm all good out here. When you're a teenager, you're being told all these ideas, and you're trying to be pulled in all these different directions by different people who have different ideas of who you should be. But it's saying, like, I do what I want. Like, there's still that rebellious nature of being a teenager. You know, the drama of being a teenager. But I'm having fun. I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to believe I'm having fun, because that's what being a teenager is about. The highs and lows of high school football or whatever. No, I don't need your help. I don't need anything from anyone. I'm gonna figure this out on my own. It's just not my year, but I'm all good, I got this. I think it's like trying to convince yourself. Trying to accept the fact that I'm not happy, but I should be, or something, because I'm trying to buy into these ideas that are being fed to me. These lies, maybe, that are being fed to me. I don't know. Second verse. Sunday morning, hands over my knees in a room full of faces. I'm sorry if I sound off, but I was probably wasted and didn't feel so good. Head full of whiskey, but I always deliver. Jesus, if you're listening, let me handle my liquor. And Jesus, if you're there, why do I feel alone in this room with you? This is like one string of consciousness, one string of thought that just flows into itself so beautifully. Sunday morning, so we know we're at church, because that's what it means in America. Hands over my knees in a room full of faces. everyone's looking at me and I'm trying to keep it together. Hands over my knees, I'm trying to steady myself. I'm trying to give this image of the all-American girl, the church-going girl, the good girl, holding it together, but I'm hungover. Maybe not even hungover, maybe I was drinking this morning. I was out partying, out being a teenager, having fun, whatever, and then trying to show up for what your parents are trying to put you through, and going to church for your community, whatever. Trying to balance that, and trying to feel good about both parts of it, but maybe both parts leave you feeling kind of unsatisfied. You can recognize there's something missing, there's something that's not being given to you, but everyone is telling you that it's being given to you. So you're like, why don't I feel it? Because she says, Jesus, if you're there, why do I feel alone in this room with you? That feeling of being told something, but then sitting there and thinking like, I'm doing all of this and I'm trying so hard and I feel nothing. I don't feel anything but myself and all these people looking at me. Because then we get back into the next pre-chorus and I feel it there in the middle of the night when the lights go out, but I'm still standing there. The game is over. Church is out for the day. School's finished. Whatever. I'm alone. And I can feel like the energy of something that was here because the people created it. But it's gone now. All that's left. There's nothing here except for me. And I can feel it within myself. I can recognize there's something within myself and that there's something more to me than what these people are trying to tell me there is inside of me. And I can express it and feel it alone when I'm with myself, but I'm maybe not allowed to in these other spaces. So how do I deal with that? And okay, I feel like there's something I should touch on here. Ethel Cain is a transgender musician, transgender artist, and I think there's a lot of that put into this song. I am a gay person. I know that it's not the same thing, but I think I can relate to some of the feelings, you know, like the bigger picture ideas of identity and finding that out and figuring out where does it fit in, what do I do with it, how do I express it, things like that. I think that's another reason why this song just connects so deeply with me. So then we jump back into the chorus once again. Say what you want, but say it like you mean it with your fists for once. A long cold war with your kids at the front. Just give it one more day, then you're done. I do what I want, crying in the bleachers, and I said it was fun. I don't need anything from anyone. It's just not my year, but I'm all good out here. At first we were saying it's just not my year, like things aren't working out for me. I'm trying to follow these rules and these norms that are imposed on me, and eventually it'll work out. It has to. Maybe not now, but it has to, because that's what I'm being told. But now here, I think it's changing, and we're starting to see maybe now isn't the time that I'm getting to express myself, and I can recognize that it's coming. It might not be now, but there is a time for me that's coming. So it's starting to change from like desperate and yearning and maybe lost and confused into a little more hopeful, seeing that there is something beyond this. I can see beyond the wall. I can see through the gate. So one more time we have the chorus, and here we're changing the ending. I do it for my daddy and I do it for Dale. I'm doing what I want, and damn, I'm doing it well for me, for me, for me, for me. Let that sit with you. That's how this song ends. A song about being in this place where you don't fit, but everything is trying to make you fit. Ending that song with, no, I'm doing it well for me. That is such a journey. So she says, I do it for my daddy, back to the family, and I do it for Dale, community, larger community. This is one line that I had to look up because I didn't know what it meant when I first heard it. Do it for Dale is some like southern saying talking about Dale Earnhardt Jr., who's a NASCAR driver. The NASCAR community I know is really big in the southern United States. Knowing that Ethel Cain is from Florida, I think, it just plays back into that idea of the larger community. But then, I'm doing what I want, and damn, I'm doing it well for me. This is what I've been raised with. This is what I've been given and told, and the life that I was told I should have is not the life that I need. And the life I need actually serves me, even though maybe I was scared of it at first. Maybe at first I couldn't even envision it. But I realized, like, this is for me. Growing up gay, you can definitely recognize the feeling within yourself that something is different. You can feel the distance kind of between you and your peers, the lives you see before you, and the kind of life that you feel you want. I just knew that I wanted something else for myself. I guess maybe it is the idea of not feeling represented, but I wouldn't say that left a hole in me. It's like I wasn't searching for this representation. It was just like I could feel what I wanted for myself, and I was searching for that, and I wanted to get it. So this song just speaks to not necessarily being misunderstood. It's like people can't even understand that they are misunderstanding you. They can't understand why you can't accept this life that they're trying to give you. It takes a lot of courage to break out of that, just to recognize something within yourself and follow that and say, I'm doing what I want and I'm doing it well for me. And at the end here, when she repeats, for me, for me, for me, for me, it feels like an affirmation of like, not only I did it, I am doing it. Another really genius part about this song is actually like the sound of the song itself. It's like disguised as a pop song. It reminds me of like Don't Stop Believing, kind of. It plays on those kind of tropes, I guess, those musical tropes, those kind of sounds. Then that makes me think of these ideas of celebrity and pop culture in America, which is another major pillar of American society, whatever, religion, sports, the military, and pop culture, or like celebrities, whatever. This song sounds just like a teen anthem or something, you know, but it's this song that's about so much pain and like mental torture and confusion. But ultimately, it is like a freeing thing in the end, but only by making you recognize all of the pain that came before it and that came with it, that you had to maybe endure to get to this point. There is just so much to this song. I feel like I'm only at like, maybe not the base layer, but I feel like I'm just like right underneath the skin and I haven't gotten through to the bones yet. I can feel it, but it's so hard to put this into words because it's just such a deep feeling within me. It's like I hear American Teenager and it's like, it's me. Very few songs have struck me as deeply as this song. Very few songs have stuck with me so deeply as much as this song. And even with all of this context and explanation and meaning that I've assigned to it, there's just still so much more to it that I feel that I don't even know how to express. I think this is as good as I can do for now, honestly. So, American Teenager by Ethel Cain. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed just hearing me like fan out about this song. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time, goodbye.